morning, fellas, and welcome back to My Prize Garage. My name is Matt, and previously on the show, I made a video about how to win various pricing games on The Price is Right, but I didn't talk about the other parts of the show. So today, I'll show you some tips and tricks for the items up for bids, the Showcase Showdown, and the Showcase round itself. And there'll be a part 3 coming out later down the line, because there's a lot of pricing games, and a lot of tips and tricks I didn't talk about in part 1. But for now, let's come on down to Contestants Row. During the 1-bid rounds, quite a few people aren't actually guessing what they think the price is. Many bids are based on whatever the other contestants said. If you're the last to bid, you're pretty much in the driver's seat. You're at a huge advantage and you have a couple of options. Since the number 1 rule of The Price is Right is to guess the price without going over, some people will bid $1 from the last position. That guarantees that you'll win if everybody else went over. But fun fact, every prize in Contestants Row costs at least $500, so bidding anything between $1 and $500 will have the exact same result. But one thing you absolutely shouldn't do is bid $1 if you're not going last. A while back, I watched the first episode of the show that aired after I was born, and 2 people fell into that trap. One contestant even bid $1 when she was first up. Here's why that's literally the worst possible thing you can do. You know for a fact the prize is going to cost more than $1. By bidding the minimum, you're assuming that everybody going after you is going to go over the actual price and you'll win. But in practice that almost never works out, because you know what the next person can do? Bid $2 and lock you out. Or if you're this guy, bid $24 just for the fun of it. Doesn't really make a difference. $1 is only a safe bid if you're the last one up, and you're absolutely certain everybody else went too high. And even then, stuff tends to cost more than you think it does, so only about a quarter of people who bid $1 actually win. So a $1 bid looks fun and cool, but it's not as good an option as it might seem. Your other option is the last player to one-up one of your opponents, and this is what you should usually go for. If you think the prize is worth about $3,500, and your opponents guess $4,500, $3,700, and $3,050, you should bid $3,051. Yeah, you basically have no shot at getting it exactly right if you do that, since most prices don't end in 1. So you can kiss the $500 bonus for getting a perfect bid goodbye. But one-upping the person who bid $3,050 effectively locks them out, because they can only win if they get it right on the nose. If the price is $30.49 or less, they went over, and if it's between $30.51 and $36.99, you win. It's technically not impossible for Mr. $30.50 to win, but that's as close as you can get to removing somebody from the game entirely. You effectively turn the 1-bid round into a 3-player game that way. There's another reason you should bid $30.51 instead of trying to guess the exact price, and that's maximizing wiggle room. A bid of $30.51 gives you about a $650 range where you win, since the next lowest bid is $3,700. And if you say $3,200, the range shrinks to $500, and you risk going over if the actual price is something like $3,100. This isn't a hypothetical, by the way. These are actual guesses from the Superfan Special, specifically the round where my friend Jacob, aka JSAC, got on stage. Go send him a bogus Wheel of Fortune fact. Anyway, one-upping an opponent is usually going to be your best bet, unless your name is Ted Slauson. If you're keeping spreadsheets of all the prices and memorizing them before the show, you can do whatever the heck you want. Good luck with that though, because ever since the Perfect Showcase bid in 2008, the show has maintained a longer list of prizes, and they can make up new ones pretty easily as well. Just as an example, here's a Nintendo Switch package with 10 games, and I can just take this away and boom, new prize. No shade towards Mario Party, by the way. That game's pure evil and that's the way I like it. My point is, it's easy to mess with some of the prices. The same way you can add or remove games from console packages, you can also offer cards with a wide variety of options, so it's harder to keep up with all the versions they have on the show. And there's a lot of ways to customize them too. The price of a car with 4-wheel drive will be different from the same car with all-wheel drive, and there are zillions of other things you can do to get different prices from the same car. So memorizing prices and going for perfect bids isn't impossible, but it's harder than it used to be. Here's one last thing to keep in mind if you're bidding last. When you're deciding who to one-up, you should err on the side of picking the second or third bidders, and that's because of the structure of the show. Whenever someone gets called down to fill an empty spot in Contestants Row, they get to bid first that round. That means if you one-up player 2 or 3, you might win, but player 1 might win as well, since they haven't been locked out. If player 1 wins, you have the advantage of going last again on the next item up for bids. If you're confident player 1 is the person you should be one-upping, go for it. But for the most part, one-upping the second or third players gives you the best chance of getting up on stage. That way you'll either win, or you'll give yourself a better chance of winning the next round. If you're bidding first, just guess whatever you think the price is. Not a whole lot of room for strategy here, unfortunately. Going first is the worst position, but if you get called down early in the show, you'll get more chances to win, and you won't have to go first again. You're best off going fourth by a long shot, since the last player to bid wins about 40% of the time. First, second, and third positions only win about 20% of the time apiece. Yeah, going second or third isn't great either. Your chance of winning is marginally better than player 1's, but not by much. Bidding $1 is still a terrible idea, and you also shouldn't one-up somebody who went before you. Since you're in the middle, anyone who goes after you will have the chance to one-up your one-up. If Blake says $1,000, Jake shouldn't say $1,001 unless he's last. Otherwise, Drake can bid $1,002. So all you can really do is try to guess the actual price, and hope that if player 4 one-ups somebody, they go after somebody else. If you're gonna bid below someone else, you should give yourself a little bit of breathing room. If contestant number 1 says $950 and you think they're too high, you should say something like 800 or 850. If you say 949, go to jail, go directly to jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200, and absolutely do not collect the prize on stage. Bidding $1 below someone is one of the worst things you can do, because you only win if you get the price exactly right. Unless your name is Jose, apparently. Kyle bid $1,000 and Jose does this.
$9.99. $9.99. And one of you is exactly right. Now, Jose, the only way you could win is to be exactly right, because Kyle bid $1,000 and you bid $9.99. Often I have told contestants that is not a good bid, and the actual retail $9.99. Jose has won.
This man is the luckiest mother father on earth. Next, let's talk about the Showcase Showdown. Whoever gets closest to $1 with up to 2 spins on the wheel without going over wins, and they move on to the Showcase. You have the option to stop after 1 spin if you think you have a high enough number to win already. In 2002, Rafael Tenorio and Timothy N. Cason wrote a paper detailing the optimal strategies for this game, so here's the gist of their findings. If you're first up, you should stay put after 1 spin if you got at least 70 cents, but spin again if you got anything less. That maximizes your chance of winning, since keep in mind there's 2 ways to lose. You can spin over $1, or if you're under $1, players 2 and 3 can outright beat your score. Spinning again on 65 is a little spooky, since there's a good chance you'll go over. But on the flip side, if you survive the second spin, it becomes harder for everybody else to top your score. If you're going second, you have to spin again if you don't beat player 1 score on your first spin. If you do beat player 1 or they're already out, you should take a second spin if your score is 50 cents or less. The threshold is lower as player 2 because there's only 1 person behind you that can beat you, whereas player 1 had 2 people behind them. For player 3, just spin till you win or lose, not a whole lot to say here. But sometimes there's a tie. In that case, the tie players go on to a spin-off, where they each get 1 spin and highest score wins. The thresholds are similar to what we've already gone over. If you're player 2 and you tie player 1 on your first spin, you should take the tie and move on to the spin-off if you both have at least 70 cents. Anything lower than that, and you should spin again and try to beat them. If you're player 3 and you're in a 2-way tie, spin again if you're under 55 cents. In a 3-way tie, player 3 should stay put if everybody has at least 70 cents. And finally, a couple notes about the Showcase round. Going back to the first episode after I was born, the number 1 thing you should not do is decide on a price before the show. This contestant decided she was gonna bid $28,900 before she even got called. Bob Barker was just like, well, alright then, but I was ready to rip my computer in half. Yeah, let's just say that wasn't my favorite episode to watch. Alright, now onto some actual info. The last Showcase that cost less than $20,000 was like 10 years ago, so you shouldn't bid, say, $18,000. Always say at least $20,000. The last 3 digits of the price will also never be less than $250. That's because if you're within $250 of the actual price, you win your opponent Showcase on top of yours. Since people tend to bid around numbers that end in 3 zeros, that cuts down on the number of double Showcase winners. If the price of the prizes ends at a number between 0 and $250, they'll throw in another option on the car or something like that to get it out of that range. So your bid should be at least $20,251. And other than that, all you can really do is know the prices, or make friends with Ted Slauson before the show. Well, that'll do it for this video. You now know how to win on The Price is Right. Guaranteed! Results may vary. There's plenty of stuff I didn't cover in this crash course of sorts, but I'll be coming back to the show another time. I'll see you all next time. Good night, fellas. Sleep well.